on a 9-hour plane ride. There's Paul, our tour guide.
Oh, hello.
I don't know yet. Yeah. This is the view from some church up here in Paris. Lovely weather we're having here.
Had organized a world fair in the year 1888. Big problem, the mayor of Barcelona said no, it is too expensive, I can't afford for it, it is too high, it won't go in my city, it won't fit my city, I can't take it. So then Mr. Eiffel went in Paris, offered for the World Fair of the year 1889 to commemorate the centenary of French Revolution, this tower. And once again, the mayor of Paris said exactly the same thing. It is to Tsar of Russia, and he just offer us that bridge. So it's the symbolism of the alliance between France and Russia. So is we just signed an alliance between France and Russia against Prussia in the year 1893, and so this bridge was finished for the World Fair of the year 1900, when were built the two palaces we are going to see. So after the traffic light on the left hand side you can see Le Grand Palais, the big palace, and on the left hand side, sorry, Le Grand Palais, the big palace, and on the right hand side, Le Petit Palais, the small palace. So those two palaces built for the World Fair of the year 1900. You know, each time we did some World Fair, we wanted to show to everyone how good we were in new technology. So then, in the year 1989, the new technology was iron to have built buildings like the Eiffel Tower. In the year 1937, we have seen the Chaillot Palace made of concrete. And so in the year 1900, the new technology was sky roof. And so this sky roof is still the largest one in Europe. So it's nowadays a museum for temporary exhibitions. And I really recommend you, if when you will come to Paris, probably you will go on Champs-Élysées Avenue. And when you will go on Champs-Élysées Avenue, if you can just take 10 minutes of your time to enter into this palace on the right hand side, which is called Le Petit Palais, the small palace. This palace is a museum free of charge. It's free of charge because it's owned by the city of Paris. So look a little bit at the beautiful gate. But inside, the architecture is absolutely fantastic. And then as well, you have some piece of like 3,000 people were killed in Paris, and 1,000 people were killed on that square. So then many of the stained glass were destroyed, and biggest part of the building was actually damaged, and so it was restored in the 19th century. So nowadays, the Cathedral Notre Dame is
mainly dating from the 19th century. On the right hand side, the building you can see was formerly a barrack. I told you that, well, it was the historical part of, so on the left hand side you can see Notre Dame. It was the historical part of Paris. So it was totally destroyed in the 19th century to build some barrack, and nowadays it is the police station. So we are now going to cross the city, the bridge, the Seine River, and so we'll be on the left bank. So the left bank, it is one of the only part of Paris which was not totally damaged during the construction of Paris in the 19th century. And if you look on your right hand side, you can see little streets, narrow streets. So it's really a very nice.
Because you know that when on the opposite side, you are never far away enough to take a nice picture. So for sure as well, it's nice to go around and to see the flying buttresses. But here as well, what I really like is that, well, because when we can see as well the evolution of the construction. So I mean, this church was built from the 12th century until the 14th century. That, 2 centuries were necessary to have built this cathedral, but as I told you before, it was extremely damaged during the evolution. And Viollet-le-Duc was then in charge in the 19th century to have restored this cathedral. And Viollet-le-Duc, he just even added the spire, you can see. And all around this spire, he just put some statues, green statues, the statue of the apostles. So they are all looking at us, except for one. One is just like this, looking at the spire. And this is Saint Thomas. Saint Thomas is the saint patron of the architects. And Viollet-le-Duc didn't know how to reproduce Saint Thomas. So then, as he was an architect, he put his own face. So then he's modestly looking at the spire. Ah, look, such a beautiful work I've done. It's really perfect. So for sure you can go inside the
Better angle here. Seriously. cave of some kind. Trying to self-trip that one. Looking miserable. Huh?